It was just heavy on my soul that I'd been called to do something. Well, I moved to Fort Collins in 2000. Then I started meeting what I would call the hidden population of Fort Collins. I just started entering into people's lives, helping them, just with some really minor things, but to them it was big things. And then one day in Old Town, waiting on a friend for lunch, I met a young man. I started up a conversation with him and found out that he had aged out of foster care. By no choice of his own, really. He had to go into survivor mode. He was sleeping on couches, but many times on the streets. So I just thought there would be a place I could refer him to. A friend of mine, Sarah Mitchell, I asked her about services, and she said, wow, Jerri, there just aren't any for this youth. So I just started writing down ideas, and Sarah Mitchell came to my mind again. So I called her up and I said, hey, we need to purchase a house in Old Town. It needs to feel, look, smell like a home. It needs to have cookies baking in the oven, and it just needs a place where kids can come and be heard. More than anything, to be heard.
And so Jerri and I met at the Silver Grill, and she wanted to kind of float an idea by me. She knew that I was a social worker. She knew that I had a passion for youth. And then the more we got to talking about, well, what could we do? That synergy happened, and all of a sudden it was like, it wasn't just, hey, you could do this, it was, we could do this. And it was just, the energy was amazing. The reason that I became a social worker was to be in the community, in the grassroots, knowing that I was going to see the impact in my own community.
And so I surrounded myself with many advisors, did a community assessment, and decided that these services needed to be there. And if I felt that, then I needed to do it. After filing for the nonprofit status, got several of the grants that I wrote and was able to hire Sarah to come alongside me and get this program up and running. And I purchased that house in Fort Collins in 2005, and in 2006 we opened up our doors to youth that were disengaged, who were aging out of foster care, youth just without a caring adult in their life. So we contacted the Child Welfare Department here in Larimer County and told them about this journey. And when they came to see the Matthews house and I told them what I wanted to do, they said, we cannot believe what you just said. This is exactly what we need. And literally in the first year, we had about 60 youth referred to us. Working with several of these kids, I started realizing that we were pulling these kids out of this raging river, but why weren't we moving upstream to figure out why they were falling in? So in 2010, we started our Strengthening Families program. And then in 2012, we moved further upstream and opened up a community life center, a place where anyone, whether you're involved in a system or not, can come and again, have your story be heard. And it really was one of those, build it and they'll come. Everyone needs a sense of community, and we provided that. So we will continue providing those services as long as we see there is a need for them.